Tabby, so didn't say enough about Maritzburg United and its fate this weekend, but of course we'll get him back on set to tell us a little bit more about that. But now let's tell you about this. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Communications has allocated 3 weeks to complete the process of filling vacancies at the SABC board. The process will be finalised on the 13th of March. For more on this, we are on the line to Chair of the committee, Professor Hlengiwe Mkhize. Very good evening to you, Professor, and thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much. Good evening to the listeners. Good evening to you, Tsepiso.
How many names are you working with at the moment?
Well, we've received quite a number of candidates. With the last adverts, we received about 323. But basically, of course, after shortlisting, we'll interview a limited number of people, not all the people who applied.
So in total, how many names have you dropped? How many candidates have you dropped? And was it just simply whittling down to a manageable process, or were some ineligible?
Well, you see, we had that. This process started, first of all, with the parliamentary staff. They indicated to us that 90 of the applicants were people who were looking for internships. So they had to be transparent, point those names to us, but they are excluded from the list. They are not part of the list that, as I've said here, as from the 26th on Tuesday, the committee will shortlist and at least have about 24 candidates, and immediately publish them then on the parliament website to allow the public to see who are candidates whom we'll be interviewing, and then start the interviews on the week of the 5th.
Professor Mkhize, you've said that you would like to have done with the process within 3 weeks. By how many names should you be down to by the end of that 3-week period?
We are looking at about 8.
To fill the 8 vacancies. So it will be finished. Are you able to share with us just some of the top names that you have that people could anticipate as filling the board of the SABC?
Only after we have shortlisted, because at the moment we really have this big number, but the committee, right now, committee members are going through the names. When we meet on Tuesdays, then we will go through all of them, those that have been identified by committee members, and have a discussions, and from there we will then be able to say now we have this limited number.
Share with us, Professor, what exactly you're looking for in the candidates. What are the main characteristics?
Well, first of all, really we'll take a critical look at the skills as per the advert. You know, we have been looking for chartered accountants, people with a legal background, but of course the core skills in broadcasting. And this time around, given the history of this instability in the SABC, we will be looking at the verification process, verification of qualifications, security clearance, and public scrutiny. We take it very, very seriously because integrity is critical.
Professor, just a quick one on that issue of public scrutiny. There have been some interest groups who have felt that should these appointments not be made ahead of the elections, then that would prejudice the SABC just in terms of its objectivity. What is your point of view of this board in role or in line with editorial policy?
Well, we have always taken a stand clearly in line with the Broadcasting Act. People who occupy board positions should be people who are independent, people who are competent, and people of integrity. And I would warn against opportunism, because remember, without any pressure, we started the process over the festive season, because we're fully aware of this period, that it will be very short. So I hope the public will appreciate that.
Thank you very much for your time, Chair of Parliament's Communications Committee, Professor Hlengiwe Mkhize, from Digital to Tech. Francis?